You could tell me about your dudes or whatever. I don't like. Yeah, I'm attracted to him, bro. You attracted to whoever you attracted to. Now, do I want to hear?
I really do. That's why I genuinely like talking to you. Like, on a daily basis when I see you at work, because you make me feel comfortable. Like, if at any point that side of me comes out, and I'd be like, damn, homie over there, kind of.
You said what?
If at any point, and I have one of my moments, and I'd be like, oh boy over there, is a little. You laugh it off, and it's not nothing that makes you just be like, no, I don't want to hear that, because there are people that are like that. They just don't want to hear it because for some reason they just, I don't know why, but with you have never at any point made me feel like I'm weird for saying stuff like that, or I'm weird for.
A lot of times
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm not blind. I know what an attractive man looks like. So if you, what you like about him, or whatever. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not attracted
to him. It's like you can do it with a woman. You can be like, it should be that easy. It really should be that easy because it's reality. So you're calling out reality, and that's really all it is.
I pray we lead somebody indelibly marked through this conversation. May your voice be heard loud. In Jesus' name we pray. Lead us and know everything is possible. Amen.
Amen.
I find it interesting that, God gives you these interesting pivots, because I had one way I probably wanted to go about this, but you and my brother was talking about, my brother Thomas, before we started recording. Shout out my engineer, Thomas. Yeah, I was talking about characters and roles and stuff, talking about Johnny Depp and Denzel and stuff, and I thinking of how we associate these people with their characters a lot, but we never really know who they are.
Right.
Taking that back to you, you're a gay man, right? Mm-hmm. You're a gay man, and I'm sure for you, I don't know, I can't say I'm sure. I'm going to say I would assume for you, when you were younger, before you came, because when we was younger, it was considered taboo to be gay.
Is.
Or you think so?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into that. It was considered taboo to be gay. So I wonder if there was a role you were playing before then, before you came out. Is it something were you hiding behind a straight person, or was you just that you were out there?
I can't really say I ever hid behind anything in my life. I feel like, and also I don't necessarily feel like I came out. I don't have a coming out story. I guess a lot of people do, and when people think of, I guess, the term gay, they think of, that they had an experience of coming out and they just lived this very openly free life. For me, I've always been open and free, so it's hard for me to sit here and say that I just live it now, because I've always been the same way. I've always been a very, you know me personally, so, talkative, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Sometimes I suppress it, sometimes it comes out more, but no, I've never changed.
At no point in your life was it like a little hesitant, because people can assume you gay. Yes. And then when we talk about you, you're not really like flamboyant or anything like that. So a lot of people think you're straight anyway. Mm-hmm. They look at you and they think you're straight. Like, mm-hmm. A lot of women are attracted to you and all of that.
Yeah.
So you may necessarily had not had a come out party, but at some point you came out. You were coming out comfortable enough to say it.
Okay.
So this is where we're going with it.
Okay.
So what point were you not hiding no more in the social? Because you knew in your head, everybody doesn't know.
Okay.
Or these people don't know. So there's a character you're behind. This person they're assuming you are, when you're really not that person. So where does it come in, and how does it come in?
Okay. I guess I can pinpoint. Now that you put it that way, I can pinpoint a time in my life where I guess I did was comfortable enough to just say it, and I think that was when I graduated high school. I guess that whole pressure of, I guess, being around my peers every single day that I've been knowing for a long time, because I went to a school from 6 to 12, so a lot of the kids I graduated with I've been knowing for a long time, up until graduation. And I think when I realized I've never really was going to see these people maybe never again for the rest of my life, and I can really just be me, and I can just live my own life as at the time, 17, 18-year-old man. I said, F it. I can be me and tell people comfortably. Still to this day, actually, it's a lot easier now that I'm 31 to just tell somebody what I have going on. Not necessarily saying that I'm interested in them, just through conversation if they ask or whatever.
So when you think about it, you wasn't always comfortable with who you were. Because if you say, I wasn't going to see these people anymore, and then I started doing with like F it at 17, those high school years and before that had to be a bit rough at times. Like for me, and I'm not saying people were picking on you about because they didn't know. What I'm saying is, sometimes we're in rooms with friends or not friends, and you hear jokes about certain stuff that pertain to you, but they don't know pertain to you. They're joking with you about stuff. Yeah. They may say something crazy, and you laugh it off with them because you don't want to feel separate from them. But in your head, you're like, damn. So if I come out, like I was listening to somebody one day, they was talking about how they came out. It's a sports player. I forgot, he played soccer or something. And he was like, he would be in locker rooms and stuff, and there'd be joke. He hear his coach say, "You kicking like the F-bomb, the F word," and that made him feel like, oh shoot, they'll never accept me. I can't come out. Right. But you're laughing along with the jokes too, so nobody knows. Right. So you had to be uncomfortable to not come out, because there's things that like people would say. Let's say, like I said, when we're amongst friends and stuff, they're saying certain stuff like, I can't pinpoint anything right now, but I'm sure I would lock in and be like, damn, this is fucked up. Like I can't really be this or be that because it's not cool.
Yeah, I definitely was times like I was, to be honest with you, most of the time in high school, I went to Westport. If you born and raised in Kansas City, you know what Westport is. Yeah. And it's funny when people meet me nowadays, they just are thrown back a little bit when I tell them I graduated from Westport. But anyway, to be honest with you, my experience in high school, I was kind of the kid that kind of would be called fag or called,
You would be called?
Yeah, I was definitely, Lord behold, they were right. In hindsight, I can laugh at things. Things you can laugh at in hindsight, because technically they were right, because I've always had them thoughts. But
so they wasn't calling you that knowing, they was calling you
just
that.
To tease me. No,
like all of us would get called that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I can't really say I was in the joke. No, I feel like they were pointed. It would be certain dudes that would just fuck with me and just, say harsh things such as the F-bomb and you gay or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know why they would say. I personally don't know why, because it's not like I was actually messing around with dudes. So I don't know why they felt the inclination to say such harsh things to me, but they did. So it is what it is when it comes to that. I don't have any hard feeling towards them dudes anymore, because I feel like God in the universe has a way of bringing people back into your life, especially if it's in your heart for reconciliation. It will happen. And a lot of them dudes that I had issues with, at least I felt like I had issues with. Since then, I'm 31 now, and I graduated when I was, well over 10 years. So, yeah, I've actually reconciled with a lot of them dudes. Wouldn't say we're best friends or cool or buddies, but no, we cool. It's in my mind, I feel like whatever I had towards them is completely gone. It doesn't sit with me today. That's why I can say certain things with a smile on my face that hurt me back in the day, because it doesn't hurt me no more. I actually laugh and celebrate, a lot of any experience that I've been through, just because it means that I'm still here, and, so I love it, that I experienced that, because it made me who I am today.
Yeah. Well, do you think your parents knew about it already?
Of course. My father would ask me all the time. Of course I would tell him no.
So you were hiding again. If you're telling him no, that means you're not proud of who you are or something. Or we would say, you're not so proud, because you would just tell somebody freely. You're not comfortable yourself.
Yeah, and one thing what frustrates me is I feel like we as society puts sexuality so forefront in who we are as a person. No, that's just a component of who I am. It's a lot of things that make me who I am. Yeah. Who I mess around with is just a part, and I don't feel like that is. But the way we live in this world, I don't understand why it's such a. But it is. It is what it is. I live here just like you, so it is what it is. So typically, it's one of the things that people just really want to know. It's a burning question for every human being for some reason.
What? As far as what?
The sexuality.
What
Just I feel
knowing
like,
your sexuality.
knowing,
You got to know because you got to.
no, you don't. I feel like you really don't. It's why do you really need to know? I feel like it's just it only benefits you. It does not benefit me. You know what I mean? It only benefits you knowing what's going on with that's just I feel like that's people's angle with it. And when they really think about it, it has nothing to do with them. It's only just to make you comfortable. And that's not really the goal, you know what I mean? Especially if you're not trying to be friends with that person or get to know that person.
So that was where I was coming from.
Okay.
Like, you would want to know if, in that sense, that like if I want to, let's say a dude want to holler at you, he got to know your sexuality or whatever. That's what I meant. Like you got to know. I mean, you don't want to not tell your friends either, do you? Wouldn't you want your friends to know?
To be honest with you, some people, almost anybody that I was considered really, really close friends with in high school, I'm not really friends with to this day because I feel like I went through such a mental transformation since high school. It's almost like I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person I was when I was 18, when I graduated. I'm not. I'm a whole different man. I look the same. I feel like I look a little better, but debatable. No, I'm not the same person. I don't think the same. I'm a lot more mature. I'm a lot more weathered. I'm a lot more seasoned than I was when I was younger. So I can't say that I'm the same person. And I apologize to anybody that may see this that I went to high school with, but that I was really close with because I'm not. I don't feel like I'm close with almost anybody. Even my best friends I had in high school, I'm not close with them anymore. Just like I said, I think that, and that was just because I was going through so much and changed to become the man that I am today, just to be comfortable in my own skin, like literally just to be comfortable. And I can wholeheartedly say that I am. I go through issues just like any other human being. You know, I'm growing. I'm still very young, so I'm still growing, but I can't really, you know.
You said earlier that it's not accepted no more, though. I mean, it's still not.
It's still
accepted.
taboo. That's what I feel like. It's still taboo. Yes.
Why do you think it's still taboo when it's everywhere, though?
Because it's always been everywhere. It's been everywhere since 1822. I don't know. It's trans. These people have always been around. The thing about it is, we just live in a society where you can literally pick up a phone and take a picture or a 5-second video, and somebody in Kuwait can see it 5 minutes later. That's how crazy. As far as I've known, society has never been this advanced. We've only just gotten more advanced as the years go on. Or you got your conspiracy theorists out there, but I'm just going off of what I see. And what I see is that we're really advanced in now somebody in Kuwait can see a gay dude that's in the United States, even though gay dudes have been everywhere. Not even gay dudes, it's any type of sexual, I don't know how people would tie it, but anybody that is of the queer culture. We've been around for hundreds and thousands of years.
Yeah, that's not what I was saying. Hasn't been around. I'm saying, I mean, is around now. I'm saying it's more plastered. Everywhere now they put it in.
True, but I feel like the only reason it's still taboo is because there's still people out there that's in power that's trying to make changes to where people that do live a queer lifestyle are suppressed. There are still very much people in power. So I can't really sit here and say that it's not. It's still very taboo because there's a lawmaker out there right now that can wake up tomorrow and be like, people, men can't get there. You know, very recently with women just took away their, you know, right. I forgot the specific. I hate to sound ignorant on camera, but can't really think of the actual name of the case that was overturned. But you know, women and abortion. You know, the issue with that. So that's kind of, it ties into sexuality, and you know, just people in power having the ability to just make changes over things that they don't like because they're stuck in traditional thoughts.
But I would think that's like with anything, though, because what you're saying, like, everything has some people. It has people against it in some sort. So I can't say that I don't want to say I disagree, but I can't say that I agree that it's still like taboo, because taboo is like forbidden by like, to me, by like most people. And I
still feel like most people, it is. It's still very. It is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only gay person in the United States that feels this way, but I 100% feel like it's taboo, you know, to be you for, you know, socially, internally. Like there's still a lot of people out there just with so much internal hate because of, I agree, of the stigma of being gay or even having diseases associated with being gay. It's a lot of internal hate that's amongst hundreds of millions of people on this earth because of this.
So in that sense, you would just say, hey, it's that way with being black too, because it's
You talking being black?
Or being Mexican. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But anybody,
Yeah.
yes.
So-
We live in a very suppressing society. I mean, you can just have to find your happiness and your place in it, just to kind of make it day by day.
But you would agree it's more accepting now. Like people don't socially accept. Like people don't make you feel uncomfortable for being. Yeah, I know not you. You not about to sit up here and tell me because you
To
just.
be honest with you, and this is me personally. I only can speak from my personal experience.
Yeah.
And no, I don't, because I kind of, in my answer to that is because I'm very masculine presenting. When you see me, you see a masculine presenting man. I keep my hair together. I wash my face pretty often. I take care of myself more than the average, not even more than the average gay dude, because the typical gay dude, they get painted. They get, and to be honest with you, I went through that phase. I went through a phase in my early 20s where I work. Oh my God, my eyebrows would be done. They would I wouldn't necessarily do a whole face of makeup, but I had enough makeup on my face to where I was wearing makeup. I was definitely waking up and wearing makeup on my face.
Say that again.
I was wearing makeup on my face. I was definitely. I don't regret it. No, it was just me experimenting, going through being me, growing up to who I am today.
Seeing if you like it, seeing what you don't.
Yeah, I definitely. I had at no point wanted to be a female, or I love being a male gender. I just kind of just like flaunting off my beauty using makeup, and I did. I don't necessarily do it like I used to. I may use a beard pencil here and there nowadays, but I feel like that's what men don't do that.
Yeah.
But as far as doing my lashes and my eyebrows and doing like concealer and stuff like that, and I'm not doing that no more. It was a lot. Makeup is a lot. It's expensive. Excuse me.
Yeah,
it's
my
expensive.
daughter into makeup,
and it gets everywhere. It's messy. I'm not for this. I'm not for this shit. That was one of the main reasons. I'm not about to replace this shit every 2 weeks. No.
Yeah.
Ooh, that shit costs too much.
Yeah. I watch you move around a lot.
Okay.
Like especially now, and like I said, like you're comfortable. You talk to all sorts of people. Would you say that is a big difference now from when you was in high school?
No, that's who I am. What you see every day is who I am. Like I can converse with like anybody, any type of person. I've never had that issue. I never had. Now my internal struggles, I keep those to myself. I've learned at a young age how to, just because I feel like I was the only person going through it. I knew that I wasn't the person in the whole world going through it. I didn't necessarily feel like that, but I always felt like I can handle my own problems with myself. So I've learned how to self-soothe. I know how to go home and just kind of give myself a pep talk, smack myself down, give myself a pep, and get myself together and step out the door and present a loving individual. No, what you see every day, that's me. I can talk to anybody. Yeah, the most straightest person and the most gayest. I can hang out with anybody, like literally the whitest of the whitest and the black of the blackest. That's me. I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
At heart, I am. I can definitely say that.
And your interactions has always been like that with people.
I have never had an issue with interacting with people. Like now, while people will say like the high school, I still to this day don't get why they had so much. I don't get it. Like I don't know why they had. I know nowadays. I feel like that was just what they was going through in their life, and they were just only projecting on me. That's really all it was. It was projection, because in reality, they didn't know me. They didn't know nothing about me, but they had so much to say about me and what I had going on, and anger behind it. I didn't really never understood that, but like I said, I can forgive them because it was just what they was going through at the time of their lives, and that was just them growing up. It is what it is.
The way people interact with you has made a major turn, though, right?
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Good. And what do you think that is then? That would have to be like evolving, the culture evolving, or people around us evolving, right?
To a degree, yeah. But I just think that it was me evolving more than anything, because I learned how to genuinely, like we talked about it, I became more comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
And, I've always been a cool person, but I bring this up a lot when I talk to people, but I feel like also when I graduated, I had won prom king. Never thought that was that big of a deal, but I ended up winning, and the person that I beat was a very, very popular dude, and I wasn't. So it was kind of like in my mind, like, damn, these people actually really like me. Like,
yeah.
And that was just because me being me, like my goofy self, like, excuse me. A lot of people actually like me, and I said, F it, I'm gonna just be that person for now on. And I feel like my interactions with people became a lot more smooth, a lot more genuine, just a lot of things changed. So.
And that stuck with you for a reason. That becoming king, that had to stick with you for a reason. Saying I
It
beat the
does. It
most
did.
popular.
It stuck with me. I hate for it to. I don't want it to sound so surface because it's not. It was. 'Cause I don't think it's anybody. It wasn't my dream to become king. It's just that when the opportunity popped up, and I was like, you know what, I'm feeling good about myself at this age of my life, and I feel like I get along with a lot of people in this school, and this is my last year at a school, so why not do it? And like I said, for me to end up winning really, but just made me like, dang, people actually can like they genuinely just like me, like, and I'm just being me. I don't have to be the sexiest. I just have to just be me. The sexiest, finest, the cleanest. Because I wasn't a kid. These Jordans right here, I promise you, these are the first pair of Jordans I've ever bought in my life. Ever. I'm not a Jordan wearer. Westport, to be popular at that school, you had to be Jordan down every single, like, how often they drop. I don't know. But whenever, that's how them kids at Westport ran. And for me to beat somebody that was so fresh all the time, and I wear, what was I wearing? I probably was wearing felines in school. Like, my regular ass. In 2009.
Yeah, felines in 2009 was crazy.
I believe I was wearing felines. I don't know. I believe our Echoes. But I feel like that was a little younger than that when I had the Echoes. But anyway, I never had the dopest shoes or just the dopest clothes. And yet I made an impression on all these people, and they actually liked me enough just to be like, you know what, James can have my vote.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me. And it's not winning mean a lot to me. It's just that what it took for me to win stuck with me, and what it took was for me just to love me. That's what it took for me to win and fully accept me. And I've been running with that, I promise you, ever since I was at that age. And I promise you, it gave me nothing but positive results. Nothing but positive results.
Learning to love yourself, that's difficult.
Whitney said it first, didn't she?
Who?
Whitney, wasn't that Whitney who said it?
Whitney.
Did she have a song about loving yourself?
Houston?
No, The Greatest Love of All.
Houston?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Hey, you know that song, The Greatest Love of All?
If you sing it, I probably know it. I know Whitney Houston and I know her music, but I'm not good with titles all the time.
Okay.
I'm not good. Yeah, learning to love yourself is a difficult thing because as much as you try to tell yourself, nah, I'm cool, this is cool, you still gonna go through the times where the bumps hit and you get down on yourself. Mm-hmm. How did you learn to like just stay focused on? Because like anything else, I'm gonna stop smoking weed. I'm gonna stop eating so much. I'm gonna stop eating bad. Like you still have your fallbacks or whatever. So with loving yourself not being such an easy thing, there's got to be many fallbacks. What are those constant reminders, or what is to keep yourself going in that direction?
Just the sheer memories of what I've been through and where I came. It's just them sharing the memories. Them memories alone are enough to keep me moving. Like they are burnt up in here. So when I go to sleep at night and I'm not interacting with no other human being or have anything in front of me to distract me, when you sleep, that's the only time you cannot be distracted from yourself. The only time, because you're laying there by yourself. It's almost like death in a very weird way, because you're there by yourself. Even though you can have somebody right next to you, you're sleeping. So you have to get your mind enough to calm. That's such a self moment when you are going to sleep. It's a very intimate moment with yourself, because them thoughts in your whole day kind of run through your mind. It's almost like everything's you're just kind of warping everything enough into a small ball to where you're comfortable enough and small enough to where you can just lay down and just sleep for the night, and then wake up and that ball grows back into where what it is. It's a daily thing, but it's just when you go to sleep and lay down, it's the moments where I've learned most of my life as a kid just to get myself together, and and I feel like that's when I would talk to God. I would like physically talk to God. I would talk out loud and just say the things that hurt me and the things that I've been through. I would do that as a kid a lot, and that's what I consider to be self-soothing. I was very much a self-soother, but I also had love in my house that came through my father. I love my mother, but my father really kind of kept a very strong sense of love in my house, and I feel like that. And he would pray every single. I promise you, from the ages from 2 to maybe 14, my daddy would come in my room every single night and make me and my little brother pray on our beds. We all did it every single night, probably for, like I said, for 14, 15 years. And I think just that type of foundation gave me such a strong foundation in life. And I thank him for that. I thank my father for really the strength and love that I have within myself, because I feel like it came straight through him.
You talk about your father a lot.
I do.
And it always struck me that he knew how to, because like you said, it wasn't no secret to him, right?
It still was a secret because it's not like I ever told him. I didn't tell my daddy that I did anything with men up until I'm 31 now, so maybe 26, 27.
But you said you felt like he kind of knew.
Yeah. He wouldn't have asked me if it wasn't an inclination inside of his mind because he asked me a handful of times. Yeah.
Yeah. So for him to like know how to father you, basically, because you didn't find too much like flaw in the way that he moved around you from the way you talk about
the only thing I can sit here and say, and at 31 I don't fight him at all. The only issue I can say my father had was drinking. I didn't think it was that much of a problem. I really didn't. 'Cause I just always thought, but my daddy always had a beer. I'm not a beer drinker at all, still to this day. So I don't get the effect that beer. I guess beer can't get you drunk. I've never had a beer drunkenness. I've drunk hard alcohol and other ish, but I've never been drunk off of beer. But my daddy was a drinker. He drank every single day, and there was a big issue between him and my mom, and it was where they clashed a lot growing up because of his drinking. But that would be the one thing. Other than that, my daddy he would break his neck, even though he did overtime all the time. He would break his neck to come to track meets, even though he would make it at the last 30 minutes. He broke his neck to come to every single thing that I did. Debate, when I did debate in high school, like he came to everything. So I can't sit here and I don't feel like he did anything wrong. He did everything he could to make sure myself and my siblings were well supported, well fed, and well taken care of.
And for somebody who and I'm just speaking to how men probably were when we were younger, it felt like they were. For someone who probably thought, okay, my son might be a little gay or whatever, he didn't try to force like football and back just to make it hard, just to make you.
Yeah, not to make it hard. He did because
he tried to force it on you.
He definitely encouraged it. I think that's the best way to put it. Daddy encouraged it. He never forced us to do anything, but he did love us. For us to play. Me and my little brother to go out and play some football. I love when we was kids. He would make us run routes. Like he would just like go grab a football and then do routes and make my little brother run the routes, and then he would just throw it either. We did that a lot. So, but we would do athletic stuff all the time, like run, do our bikes. I was a very athletic boy. That's probably why I'm still to this day athletic build.
Yeah.
But
encouraging and forcing is different.
That's why I feel like he definitely encouraged. He never forced. He definitely encouraged.
Man, I wonder like, because it's with somebody like him. Because your dad, what, 60 something, 50 something?
Daddy's 62.
And where are you from?
Family from Memphis.
That's where.
But he had a little bit of his childhood in Memphis, as far as I know, but most of his life has been in Kansas City.
Yeah, so that tells me that's true love for your kid, no matter what society is saying or anybody thinks. For you not to, because when we were younger, like I said, the men are going, and I'm not talking about my father. Most men were trying to. If I felt like you was a little,
trust me, I've seen it. Yeah, I see it.
They're gonna force it on you, like, or try to get you to do anything manly because they can't accept it themselves.
Or even, I feel like I'm gonna bring up the Boosie thing. Him having a stripper on a child, that's legit. That's forcing that on your child. And I'm not saying his son is gay or straight. I'm not saying that, but for you to have a grown woman to pay her to molest your child like that, that's wild to me. And the fact that people were, but that's a whole other conversation. But nonetheless, that's definitely a form of forcing, like, something on your child. That's crazy to me.
You could speak about that in general, though. It doesn't even have to be their particular situation. Right. When you feel something, when you see something like that has to trigger something in you.
It does.
How did that make you feel because you had to have a natural emotion towards that when you first even read the headline?
My first natural was disgust, because it's like, because everybody's gonna naturally kind of tie to their lives, so it made me feel like I was that little boy, and I'm not saying that I was scared of women. No, it was not that, but I probably wanted to be in my room playing a game, chilling, and you got me inside of here, forcing me to act like I'm having fun with a grown woman that probably smells a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. I'm just not in the mood. I just don't feel like that boy. It's just, I don't know. It's just adult and adult activities, and there's teenage activities and kids activities. I don't know why he's chilling with grown men that are probably under the influence of drugs, chilling with them. Like, that's weird to me. Like I said, that triggered me in the very next. Because my father would never do that.
Yeah.
Ever. Even though he definitely wants me to have kids. Even to today, he would talk to me about having kids. But he would never force something like that on me.
You want kids, though.
I definitely do. Actually, I do. I feel like it would be cool to have a mini me around here. Why not?
You want to do it the natural way, or you want?
Um,
Because you
for
also
a while,
don't mind women either.
for a while, I feel like I just want to do the natural way. But I've evolved into the person today that would say that I would be comfortable to do whatever the person I'm with wants to do. The person that I'm with wants to, or even if I do it by myself, I don't necessarily want to do it by myself. I would prefer to do it with another person.
You would prefer to be in a relationship, basically,
to have a
then
kid.
y'all make a decision together.
To do that, because some people have kids are financially stable enough, which I am at this point, to actually house, and I have a whole house, so I can literally adopt a kid and just take care of them. And I know I have the money, the means to literally take care of a kid.
Yeah.
But I would like to do it in a relationship because I feel like it would be cool to have somebody to have the support of two people behind them versus one.
Yeah.
It only makes a person even that much better.
Speaking about relationship, because you always try to tell me that you have, I'm using this for a lack of better phrases. I don't know if you use this phrase. It's like gaydar. You know when somebody's gay or whatever. So my thing is, how do you approach said people if you're interested in that person? Like, what is your approach to people? Not even knowing if you, because you're never sure. But you said your gaydar just tells you. So
Okay.
if you're interested in them, what's the approach?
Okay. I'm only interested seriously, like really in a relationship, like with another openly gay person.
Okay.
Flirting or just talking to, I feel like I can flirt with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, flirting is pretty just in conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I can flirt with anybody, male or female. It's not that I just think that they like me. No, it's body language.
No, you think everybody likes you.
To a degree, I mean, I'm telling you, because I have said them words. I have used them words in the past, so I'm not gonna deny that. But just because in my mind, yeah, because I mean,
How can you not like me?
it's not that how you can not like me. It's just that I know how people feel when I'm around them, and I can tell. I don't want to use the word manipulative because I'm not, but I know how to when it's shifting that way. I can just feel it. You know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, I'm only in control of my emotions. So if I know when something's, I can feel it. You know, in 99% of the time, it usually works. If I'm on that tip, it usually works.
You saying you know when it's shifting away to where it's going from flirting to where it may go to somewhere else?
Yeah.
And you saying you may manipulate the situation a little bit?
I mean,
we all got a bit of.
But I feel like I would say I only manipulate it because if it gets to that point, then I want it to happen. So I'm gonna try to do everything that I can to make that certain thing happen. But like I said, it's separate for me because relationship, no, it's only gonna be with an openly gay person because I'm never gonna be put to the side or just because making somebody else come that don't work for me. So the other person does have to be openly gay. But now messing around, I can't sit here and say that I messed around with anybody I've only had like I want to say one actual serious fling with a DL dude. I've only had one in my whole life, like one actual one. Like I flirt a lot with women, even with dudes. I flirt a lot, but I've only had one actual DL experience, and it was kind of negative.
Very.
So I don't really want to do it again.
Think they was taking it because
it was negative because of one thing that they said to me that it struck to me like it ring like a bell, little Philadelphia bell. Did it actually ring?
I don't know, but I know what you're saying. I know
it rung and we was chilling and God, I hope my parents don't watch this. But one time when I was a kid, I was like going through my gay-ish. No, I wasn't a kid. I was in my 20s. I was after 18 is when I graduated. But I was maybe 19, 20 back at home because I know I was going through school when I went back at home for school. And I had the DL dude came over and we chilled like the whole day because my parents let me have the house for a week. Like we did for like 2 days. And we was chilling on my back porch smoking one time and he just out of nowhere was like, so in public, so you're not gonna come to me and say what's up? And like it's like the record stopped at that.
He said what?
He's like, yeah, so not in public, you're not gonna come up to me and be like, hey, what's up? I'm like,
the DL dude.
The DL said it to me and I was like, excuse me? What? Nigga, what? You think I'm gonna come up to you and be like, hey, you think you got this whole thing fucked up because it's literally just this. It's nothing serious. Like, don't ever think that I'm ever gonna even acknowledge you outside of this house. And the fact that in his mind he believed that he was that important in my life to where I'm gonna be like, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe I just felt like all DL dudes was like that. And after that point, I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm not doing that shit again.
It don't make sense to me though, because as if you're DL, which is down low, I wouldn't want you to come holler at me in public. So what was his issue then? Because you said in public, right?
He told me not to do it in public, but it was the fact that he even thought that I would care to even. He thought of himself that much in my life that he felt like I would be like, hey, you in public. No, nigga, I'm embarrassed of you, nigga. Like,
oh, wait. He was telling you not to holler at him. If it sounded like you were saying, to me, it sounded like you kept saying he was mad because you wouldn't come.
No, he was saying he didn't want me to even like pretty much interact with him in public. But in my mind, it was kind of like, I thought that was the initial unwritten dotted line. But I guess it wasn't.
You didn't have to say that.
He felt the need to say it to me, and the fact he said it to me really, really, it offended me, and it was just like I kind of took that and ran with that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I personally was just like, nah, I'm not gonna ever put myself in that position to really take one serious. Like, be like, okay, we about to really be doing this all the time. Nah. Now, like I said, I'm still not past just doing a one night stand. I'm not past that because I'm human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I promise you, the next day is like, okay, all right, cool.
That's more. You think that's more so from what he did though? Like, you still
from what he did, it stuck with me. So it made me just not ever get attached to that. But plus, I'm in a relationship now, so it's not about to happen. But that's just to say I'm single. Yeah. No, I'm not taking that serious. No, you can't. You still can't take me serious. You just want the sex, which that's fine. Hey, I can provide. I can definitely provide. I have no problem with doing that. But it's nothing past. The crazy thing is with me though, everybody wants it round 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't ever get to round 1. Motherfuckers want to come back every single time. Every time, Dominique. Every time.
I'm so tired of you, bro.
Every time, like I've never had just a one night. No, it's always, hey, no, I'm cool.
You know, we live in a culture of like exposing people for real they are, who they are, and I don't get that from. I've never gotten that from you, like from a conversation.
Did I want to expose somebody?
That you would want to, no matter what somebody does to you, you ain't never been like, man, I should.
No. I feel like the best revenge, or I guess if you want to put revenge, because I even hate the word revenge, but the best way to get back at anybody to get even is to leave them alone. People understand, like, just living rent free in somebody's head. I'm not saying I want to live free. I actually want you to forget about me. I want just for everything we ever did to kind of, if we get to that point, just to see. I'm not trying to get back at you. I'm not trying to
make you jealous.
Put something in your car. No. I actually do one better. I wish you the best in life. I wish you the luck. I hope you find whatever you're looking for. I really do. Every ex I've ever had in my life, I hope they find exactly what they're looking for.
And that rent-free space fucks a lot of people up. Like when somebody is living rent, because when you're not bothered, or at least even acting not bothered by that person or whatever y'all situation is, it bothers them more. They only produce a lot of like things, like people start putting stuff out online or start trying to call you or antagonize you. Like just keep trying to be in places where you see them and all that, and you ain't paying no attention, or even you may even interact with them.
The crazy
like,
thing
hey,
is,
what's up, bro?
Yeah, exactly. The crazy thing is, I still think you're cute. I don't care if we.
That's like me, bro.
I'm like, you're still fine. That's like, I mean, that don't make you even. Every person I've ever messed around with, I kind of want to eat my words. I may have messed around with some ugly people. I just don't think. And my numbers are not that high for me to be guessing. Like, they're really not promise you they're under like.
You ain't gotta give us a number, bro. Cause your low number might be high.
So yeah, I never had an issue with that. But I still think people are fine. Like you're still handsome, you're still pretty.
Yeah.
Whatever I thought about you before, I still think. I just definitely don't want to go down that road with you again because it was terrible, and we both know how it ended. So let's just act like let's just be cordial with each other. Why can't we do that? But a lot of people just don't know how to let their emotions go. A lot of people just don't know how to deal with it. They just don't. Yeah. They just do not know how to deal with it.
And when you're confident in yourself and who you are, a lot of times, a lot of that stuff don't. But I remember a time when we was younger, Thomas had brought some girls to the crib. Thomas and one of my other boys, and Thomas had introduced me to her, or introduced her to me, and was like, "This my brother." And I guess he used to women thinking I'm handsome or whatever. But she didn't think so. She was like, he ugly to me or whatever. I thought she was fine. They told me what she said. I was like, okay, she's still fine to me. Like, she still look good. She came back later the next day. It's like, nah, he look. So it might have been one of those things where it's like,
He's playing hard.
everybody else like him. I ain't about to.
A lot of people are like that. I'm even kind of like that a little bit. Like, if everybody's saying it, if everybody going this way, I promise you, I'm gonna
Go that way.
I'm gonna go that way.
I'm in that in the sense of like, if everybody wants to be with you, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to compete. I don't want to do all. But I'm not about to just say somebody is ugly just because everybody else, no, they just all right. But I was just saying that because of what you had said. No matter what you say about me, what I feel still remains.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm talking about on a physical type, like if I thought you was physically attractive, you still physically attractive.
Let me clarify something. I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm strong enough. I'm a little petty. So if I don't know you, and you said something like that to me, like that girl said, "Oh yeah, you ugly too." I'm sorry, you know. No.
Why?
Because.
But if you thought she was fine before she said
because
something.
that you just showed me an ugly side of you for you to say something that rude. Now, like, and you don't know me like that. Now, I feel like if you know somebody, yeah, you can joke around. But if you don't know me, for you to say something like that,
why was it rude though? I'm sure because if somebody like if I tell you, hey, she bad, bro. And then you like say ugly. Did you say she ugly? Is that
terms like ugly?
I don't say ugly myself.
Exactly. That's a very ugly word. You know what I mean? Like, you can use words that have much of a softer blow because it's all about tone. You know what I mean? You can feel the way you feel, and that's fine. But your tone and your choice of words are everything to people. They really are. Like they really drive people's emotions when it comes to tone and words that we use. That's what drive emotions and the reaction that you get out of people. I feel like.
No, for real. I try to be careful with my words, but at the same time, I can't sit here and act like when she said I was ugly, and then, especially when you used to be calling.
Yeah, it didn't just a little bit.
It didn't hurt me, but I mean, it was like, damn. And then I was like, all right, well, I ain't like one of them dudes trying to holler at the club. But
you hear often, it was like you was able to get over it.
But that go either way though, because if I hear I'm ugly often, I'll be able to get over it too, because I hear it so much. Oh well, but so it'll probably sting more the first time you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't saying that was the first time, but that's the first time I can recall. Mm-hmm. And you probably get more on defense because you're used to hearing the other way around. So it's more niggas, more people will probably be like, bitch, what?
Because to be honest with you, I can't sit here and say that I have anybody openly call me ugly. Like, I have never heard that. Yeah. So I feel like maybe somebody said that, I'm like...
You definitely would. Because how much you take care of yourself. And you hear it all the time, how fine you are, what people think about you. So for one person to be like...
Just, have the audacity to actually just say it out loud.
Because if I walked you up to somebody and be like, hey, this my boy James I was telling you about. Yeah, I don't see why so many people so into him, but what's up, bro? Type. Or what's up? You'll be like, excuse me? You probably won't show it then, but it's going to
at least I feel like I got a good, what is it? Not Texas face. What is it?
Poker face.
Texas poker. I got a good poker face. So in that moment, I'll be like, okay. But I will let loose the moment I start to.
Soon as you step away.
Oh, yeah, I'm letting
what's that conversation like in your head? Like,
this motherfucker. This little bitch.
Do you add a little jazz next time you see the person? Go ahead.
No. I'm funny. I'll probably spin it to make myself laugh a little bit. Like, I feel like I tell you, I think I'm hilarious, but I'm very simple funny, so I just make myself laugh about it to get over it. But in that moment, I definitely would be like, this little bitch. Like, then like I said, I probably actually giggle or something. Then I don't know. It depends. It really depends on if I have food on my stomach. Or if I just freshly smoked. Now, if I'm completely sober and I'm a little hungry, I'm gonna be very emotional.
Yeah, I've never been the type to be at a club, try to holler at a woman, and she'd be like, and not that I just be going up to holler at people when I was single, but if I'm gonna go up to holler at you and you turn me down, you just turn me down. I've never been the type, well, fuck you then, you ugly ass bitch. Nigga, you wanted to holler at her in the first place, though.
Yeah, but I've never experienced it, so I don't know. The one person, the couple times I've done it worked in the club. I don't do it often, and I have to be really, I'm talking about twisted. Like, when I'm twisted, I'm confident. Even more, you think I'm confident? No, when I'm twisted, I'm very confident. I will go up to somebody and be like, hey, and it works every time. That's how I got in a relationship I'm in now. It was one of them rare times. The motherfucker was at the club, and I swear I never saw him in my life. And then, of course, I was really, really drunk. And he had came up to me. He walked past me at one point and just said, like, "Hey, don't I?" What he say? "Hey, don't I like you?" That's literally how he said it. He said,
I kind of like that. For
you know,
some
when he
reason.
said it to me, like, I stopped. I was like, "What the?" Because that didn't make sense. That made no sense to me.
But it
did.
dope.
He said, "Hey, don't I like you?" And then disappeared. That messed with me so much. It was just like, wow, that was so hot. Like, who says some stuff like that? So I remember at that moment I had to find him. I was like, I gotta find this dude. Where'd he go? Because I was at the club. Then when I left, I was like, I told my homies, I was like, hey, I gotta go find him. I remember saying, I said, I gotta go find this dude. Like, I gotta go find him. You know, black people congregate outside of clubs. I don't know why we do that, but I feel like black people just love to congregate outside the club.
Yeah.
But I went to go find, and I found him, and I gave him my number, and of course, the rest is history. But the funny thing about that situation that I found out in the future, that his ex-boyfriend was right next to him when I came up to him and did all that. Like, I just thought that was the funniest. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he just didn't say nothing because I was so like
Drunk?
Not drunk, but I feel like when I'm drunk, I'm even more like, you know, very like, I don't know, I'm on my Mac shit, so I'm very like put together. I will never ever be the sloppy drunk that's falling around. I've done that before, but 90% of the time, if I'm drunk, I'm gonna be very well put. I'm even more composed because I know I'm drunk up here, so I have to be like more like. But during that time, I had my Mac shit on. But he said his boyfriend couldn't say nothing. He just kind of actually left. His ex-boyfriend just left, and he found his old way home. That is just so funny to me that happened like that, like right in front of his ex.
Now go ahead. What you saying?
No.
I thought that line was pretty dope.
It was.
Don't I like you? It made me. That's one of them lines you're like, damn. I wish I would have said that because it creates this little mind game in your head.
It messed with me so much, like I would
throughout the night, because I would imagine it's like, wait, do I know this person? Then it's like, wait, I can't let them go without saying that. And where you didn't have confidence to say something to this person, you will now have an opening. Like, yo, why would you come to me and say, did we have a conversation?
That was perfect.
Nah, I just thought that was an opening.
Even to this day, when I tell him when I brought it up, it wasn't nothing he planned, and that's just so funny to me because that's not who he was. It just came out like that. He didn't plan to say that. It's just he came up to me and just I think because he was nervous, it just came out like that. But it worked. Like it was. And
it's fire because it's like, don't I like you? Meaning you already know I like you now. Now, if you come back to me, that means you like me too. I didn't have a bunch of corny lines. I didn't have nothing to turn.
How many words is this? Don't I
like you?
That is 4 freaking words.
Yes.
That is crazy to me.
I didn't have to like. There's not even no room for you to be turned off. There's no room for you to be like, what?
Intrigued, so intrigued. I just literally I remember standing in the middle of the floor like, what was that? And I just get smacked with the most confusing thing, and it literally blew my mind.
Something so simple like that can take you on a like, cause it wasn't even said to me, and I'm sitting here like, man, that's like some of the dopest. That's one of the dopest approaches.
Said that to you, like that's just the craziest thing, and it blew my mind, and I knew I had to have that motherfucker. Like I was like, I gotta go find him.
It's like, nigga, how am I supposed to know if you like me or not? Then it's like. It's just a bunch of questions in your head.
It blew my mind, and I had to find him, and then we literally have been together literally ever since. No, to be honest with you, because I give people a hard time. That happened like of that year. It happened like in I would say it started getting cold. So August, November, October. It was like October. I think it was Halloween. We were doing around Halloween that time when he did it, and we hung out one time after that particular night, and then I kind of cut him out. Yeah, because I do that. I have this weird I had been through a long relationship prior to that, so I didn't want to be close to anybody. So I kind of was like, nah, leave him alone. Then literally ran to the same dude 3 months later on the night, and then ever since that night we was inseparable because I wanted to let him know that like I really did like him. Like I guess I needed 3 months to get myself together.
Yeah.
But when I came back, and we literally have not been separated ever since that night.
You know something else I find interesting going on somewhere else? We was talking one day, I forgot when we was talking, and you was telling me about the different cultures within the gay culture and the separation that's within it. I would have never guessed it's so much separation because on the outside looking in, it's like they stick together. They all about their cause or whatever. But I didn't know it was so much separation.
You got like 10 different, like, not 10. I don't know why I use that word, that number, but an endless amount of different like communities within communities. I think that's just how it works in all communities, but specifically in gay, yes, there's different types. You have your if you want to know I wouldn't say that we separate each other from the way we carry ourselves, but you have your masculine ones, you have your masculine presented, you have your in-betweens, you have your trans, you have your non-binary, you have your it's just so many different types. And then even within that, you have different communities. Like I do ballroom. This is kind of what I'm wearing right now.
House of Garçon.
The House of Comme des Garçons.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, they dope.
What is ballroom?
Ballroom, the best way for me to describe ballroom, and this is what I tell everybody, I feel like, because most people, I forget how underground it is. So the best way to make people just get a better understanding of it.
Because when we think of ballroom, it's
think of
dancing, ballroom dancing.
Every time I tell somebody that they think I'm a dancer, and it's so hilarious to me. But ballroom, in quick explanation, is the Gay Olympics. It's a celebration / event that at this point gays have every single weekend. But it's a celebration / event that we get together and we compete for prizes and monies and trophies and all different types of cool things. But the categories range from whatever type of gay you are. If you're a fashion gay and you love the labels and stuff like that, they have fashion categories, like who has the best labels or best dressed. They have different categories. They even got, for the gays that like to work out like me, they got your sex sirens. They got your body categories for the dude that's buff gays, niggas that are built but just all the way gay. So they have categories for them. Then they got the ones that like to dance. That's probably the most celebrated and what people see the most, and that's voguing. Voguing and ballroom, like they got your voguing categories, your dancing categories. You got your people that like hip hop. They got J setting. What else they got?
It's only for the men though.
No, for the women they have women categories. They have women's sex siren. They have women's fashion categories. They even have trans. Like it's for every single type of gay. Like whatever type of queer. I love using the word queer versus gay because queer is just that umbrella, and I feel like I definitely fall under that umbrella.
Everybody's
queer.
under that.
Yeah, like I love the term queer. Like it's a term that was used for a negative, but I definitely, in my eyes, see it as it describes me. I'm a very queer man. Like just that's the best.
Well, surprisingly, I've heard it as a positive now too. But when we was younger,
it was used as
a slur.
It was a slur.
But now it's more positive. And then we talk about this. Remember, I told you, for some reason, I've never seen. I ain't gonna say never, but I hardly ever see gay dudes interact with gay women for some reason. And I always wondered if it was like we don't like that side or something. I never see it. And that's why I asked you, because when you was talking about the ballroom, you was just talking about the men category. I was like, so there's no women?
No.
Then you said there's transsexuals in there, and I don't even know that I ever seen women. Gay man talk to a transsexual man.
To be honest with you, also shout out to the Kansas City ballroom scene, because though we are a very small city with a very small ballroom scene, when we do have balls here, the trans men come out. The gay and the gay women, they come out. They support. They actually, as far as I've learned, they are behind a lot of the money inside of the gay community in Kansas City, are the women and the trans man. But anyway, I'm bringing this up. I personally love gay women. I love hanging around trans men. To be honest with you, I don't like to use the term true, but I found myself very strongly attractive to two in my life that I thought were men. And once I found out it was women, it didn't necessarily change. It's just that they have different genitalia than I thought that they was gonna have.
You said it don't change it?
Not necessarily, because I started liking you, and what's going on down there shouldn't matter. Really shouldn't matter. For a lot of people, it does, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't. Because when you fall in love with somebody, you fall in love with somebody. It is what it is. But or when you like somebody, you like somebody. But I found myself being attracted to, like I said, two ones in my life that blew my mind. Like even still to this day, when I see one of them follows me on Snapchat. When I see this dude, I be like, beard, pretty eyes, like it's just a big mustache. It looks like this a man. I'm looking at a man. I'm like, this motherfucker is fine, but I've always been in a relationship, so that's why it really never happened. But no, I've been very close. So no, to answer your question, I love them. I personally love them. I don't know if you. That's why I feel like it's still kind of underground when the gay thing, because that's not common, right? In your eyes, it's not common to see a gay dude hang around with gay women, but
I just
we do.
never
We
seen
really
it.
do. We do.
I think I think what triggered the thought too was one time you was walking past the time clock, and then the other one.
It was. I don't like using that term stud because I could be just completely.
So you remember what time?
I know what you're talking about,
like,
and you brought
do
it
y'all
up.
ever acknowledge each other? Like, do y'all?
This is me and her
look-
personally. I think it's the thing. Me and her personal relationship. That's all. That's really all it is.
And that wasn't the first time, but the reason why I said it to you was because, we talked. So I was like, man, I wonder, because I thought that before. It's like, they don't even look over that way. Or I'm like, yo, is there a problem within the community?
No, you read too deep into that. I just think that's
why I didn't assume.
I just think
I
it's her
asked.
personal. I just think it's me and her personally. That particular girl, because I've known plenty of studs that I've been really cool with, like best friends, like really, really dope. The reason I found out that one of them was a trans man that I really liked was because me and her stud best friend was like talking. Me and her would talk every single day. Then she let me know that's like, there was a trans man, and I was like, that's what let me know, and because of me being cool with her. So I love them. I support every single facet of the gay queer umbrella. I love them all. They love me. You love me.
You think everybody love you, so you.
I mean, I've been proven. I've been humbled a lot of my life, so I don't think that everybody loves me, but most people do.
Yeah.
Most, yeah.
Now, we straight dudes. How often have you had a straight dude that you didn't have any type of blood with? No blood besides your father. That's what I'm saying. Your brother and them.
All through school, because it's not like I hung out with gay dudes.
Huh?
All through school.
No. I was asking you a question. The question wasn't finished.
Oh.
Yeah. How often have you had a person like that, and you kind of built a relationship with them, tell you love them, tell you that they love you?
Besides one.
Who's that one? Oh, this nigga pointed at me for sure. And you don't find that to be, because you've had many relationships.
Yeah.
Do you find that I caught you to be a little thrown off when I said that?
Because I've never heard it. It's not like I've had a friend. To be honest with you, and this is not even because I'm gay and you're straight.
Okay.
But it's because friends. I've read this meme and it's so true. Normalize telling your friends you love them.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with. It's just, you don't hear that often. Like friends don't often tell each other, especially if they've been friends for a hot second. They really know each other. It's fine to tell your friends that you love them.
How long have you felt like that, as far as like what you just said?
It's kind of new for me. It's kind of new for me because
so it wasn't before I told you.
No, because It's not like I've ever tell even my gay friends that I love them. I don't really tell my friends that I love them. That's not something that I feel like it's been normalized in my particular life. It may be coming for a lot of people, but for me, no, it's not something that I normally do or normally have done or even heard from my friends.
Yeah.
I may have two or three friends, that I actually have heard that from. And but other than that, I don't tell my friends that.
And I threw it out there because,
Especially straight male.
one, I want to normalize it, but two, I wanted to see how it make you feel, to see if you even heard from the way when I said it and the way you reacted. And we had been talking for a while at that point, so I don't know if the emotion that I had, the feeling that I had should have came as a surprise to you, but the fact that I said it would probably come as a surprise to you. I understand that. So I want to normalize that, but I also wanted to see how you react. And plus the people around me, the straight men around me, I want them to let them know, bro, if you love somebody,
You can say that.
you should be able to say it. And the same for the gay men.
Yeah.
You should be able to tell your friend that you love him. If he gonna act a certain type of way, maybe it's a conversation y'all should have. And if he can't be comfortable with that, okay, we back up. If you can't be, bro, I've been in your life so much, you don't expect me to love you at this point?
No, that's very true. You've been in my life for a while now, and we've talked about plenty of things. And so,
Deep things.
how can I not expect for us to actually genuinely love each other?
Yeah.
How can I not expect that? So to hear it, but like I said, I guess to hear that, it was, it threw me off. But I feel like that's natural when you don't hear that often.
And I don't say it to get you to say it back. I just want to see. I wanted to, because I'm at a point where I'm studying people and studying humans.
Right.
And like that, the fact that you reacted the way that you did I think you laughed and then
I
you
did.
came back and you was like, wait, did I hear what I just said? So did you think about it the whole way down and then was like, nah, I gotta ask this dude, did he just say?
Yeah, that's literally what went through my mind, yeah.
That's crazy to me. I mean, it's not crazy because I understand it, but
Right.
it's crazy that we're like that. You know what I'm saying? That we have to, that you even have to. But to be honest, it's not just you. A lot of just the straight homies, and when you say it to them,
I know
it's
I'm not
something-
alone, yeah, because I've had a lot of straight friends. I mean, even, like I said, a lot of my high school friends, like they were all straight, but even still to this day, I'm out of the dudes. I had a group of friends that I was really, really cool with in high school, you know, the niggas. The group of dudes I was really good friends with, and none of them, as far as I know, are openly gay besides me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I saw any of them to this day, nothing would change.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm really the same person, you know what I mean? Like I'm still, and I can, you know, I can mold in any situation, you know. If I'm around a group of dudes, I don't think it's a reason. It's a time to play for everything. It's not a reason for me to get up and be like, "Hey, y'all," you know. No. And I don't even do that. Like at least all the time. You know what's really funny? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's really funny? I was talking to my other homie, and he was like, he's like, I bet y'all be saying bitch when y'all talk to each other. And I'm like, dude, I don't even talk like that. Why would you even assume I talk like that? And he was like, no, it's good. He's like, all right, my bad. So what's funny was like not even an hour later, I was watching some Bogan clips.
Bitch.
Some Bogan clips on the internet, and when I tell you one of the girls had did this move that had got me so hyped, I was like, yes, bitch, yes, you better work, bitch. Yeah. I mean, like I was over there going, and it was so funny. I'm like, damn, I guess I did just do it, huh? And I had to actually call him and apologize because I was like, I did just kind of go off, and then not even an hour later, I'm over here talking about something. Yes, bitch. Yeah. Just,
How'd he receive that though?
huh?
How'd he receive it?
He
though?
thought it was funny because he know me, so it was he was like he already knew it, like you know what I mean. He know me, so it was like when I was telling him like I don't do that, he wasn't even listening. He was like, "You probably gonna do it in an hour," and of course I proved him right because within an hour later I was literally yelling "bitch" at my machine like I was a whole queen, which I am. I consider myself to be a butch queen. I think that's a great term to describe me. It's a ballroom term for a lot of people, a butch queen, and it sounds
What does
harsh.
that mean?
Butch queen is exactly what it says. I'm very butch. But I have a queen that like that's a ballroom term. It's how you describe a male in ballroom. All men in ballroom are butch queens. The women are women, and then the trans are what they would consider to be femme queens. So that's pretty much how ballroom's broken down. Unless a straight dude comes in and he would just be considered a man.
Yeah.
But you have your butch queens, femme queens, and women.
Yeah.
So I consider myself to be a bitch queen. I do. I remember my boyfriend called me that when I was like 18. This dude I was dating, and I thought it was a joke. I thought he had made it up, and thought it was the funniest thing in the world because he was like, "Yeah, you're such a butch queen." Like, but I'm like, damn, I really am. I'm pretty, very butch, but that's definitely a queen that lives up in here.
My whole purpose of saying what I was saying before you went there was saying that it's not just you as far as like me saying I love you or whatever. Even me normalizing that amongst my straight friends with each other, like telling each other, bro, it's cool to tell your boy you love him because what you gonna do is when I go is post me on your Instagram or tell everybody, oh, dang, I really love cuz, but I never heard that from you and I probably needed to hear that. Not to say that's your responsibility, but it's not, if something you feel is not nothing you gotta hide because love is positive. It's so easy for us to say man, I don't like that dude. I hate that dude. Or I can come to you and tell you, man, I don't like cuz. But why is it not easy for me to come to you and say, man, I really love cuz. Like, I really love him. Like so I'm it's trying to play my part in normalizing that type of stuff. And we're all people. I don't care if you gay, straight, like nothing is different about us but what we like as far as sexual, like what we like. I mean, we got different mindset, but that's just people as people. That's not whether you gay or not. But when I say nothing different, I'm talking about what we're sexually attracted to.
Right.
And I don't care nothing. Like a lot of people you could tell me about your dudes or whatever. I don't like, yeah, I'm attracted to him, bro. You attracted to whoever you attracted to. Now, do I want to hear?
I really do. That's why I genuinely like talking to you, like, you know, on a daily basis when I see you at work. Because you make me feel comfortable. Like, if at any point that side of me comes out, and I'd be like, damn, homie over there kind of.
You said what?
If at any point, and I have one of my moments, and I'd be like, oh boy over there, you know, it's a little, you laugh it off, and it's not nothing that makes you just be like, no, I don't want to hear that, because there are people that are like that. They just don't want to hear it because for some reason they just, I don't know why, but with you have never at any point made me feel like I'm weird for saying stuff like that, or I'm weird for.
A lot of times
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm not blind. I know what an attractive man looks like. So if you, what you like about him, or whatever. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not attracted to him.
Like you can do it.
Well, with a lot of men, even with women, so let's not even make this a gay thing.
Okay.
Even with men with women, if they say this dude is attracted to them, they still uncomfortable. So you saying the dude is attracted to them, they still it's the same uncomfortable. But I can talk to my boy. We're just generalizing it. When you talk, the homies talking to the homies, and they like, girl is attractive. It's more of a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if a woman's saying that dude is attractive, the other dude is gonna be, most of the time.
That's usually what they do. Even, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'd probably be like, yeah, he cute too.
You said what?
I said, I'm not gonna lie. I was about to be like, I do that sometimes too. But I feel like most of the time I'd be like, oh no, he's actually kind of cute. I would agree. But I feel like I'm coming from a different.
But you could disagree. When you're coming from a place of just being attracted to another human being, that's where I come from with the conversation. When you're talking about it, I don't look at it like, why is he saying another man is attractive? Man, you're my friend. Obviously, I know you like dudes. So I want you to be able to tell me if you like this guy or not. That's cool. That's fine with me.
Right.
I don't like him.
Right.
I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
But if you, our friend, we're both men. It's some perspective women can't give you all the time with certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so you need your male friend to be able to talk to. Where you may be thinking like a queen at this time, one of your king friends can tell you like,
Because I mean, but I also can call a gay dude and get a gay dude perspective. But I feel like your perspective and a gay dude's perspective is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, my perspective would be from a normal relationship, just a regular relationship, whether it's dude, girl, dude, or whatever. We're just going straight relationship based. It's not from a whether you gay or not. Now we're speaking about like what relationships take. So let's just say none of your gay friends are even in that mode or whatever. You need somebody to be comfortable to talk to like about relationships.
Yeah.
We don't have
everybody should have somebody that they should feel comfortable talking to about anything. I feel like everybody is. We experience so much emotions on the daily, and you have to let them out. You know what happens when you compressurize things? They explode. Yeah. So everybody needs an outlet. Yeah. I believe every human being on this earth needs an outlet. Mm-hmm. Like every human being, like every many human beings on this earth, everybody needs an outlet, and everybody deserves to have somebody to listen to them and feel loved. Everybody deserves it. Yeah. That's. I feel like one of the biggest messages. I hate to just cut you off.
Nah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, I feel like everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves to feel loved and show expression without being judged. But that's in a utopia, and I don't think we will ever live in a utopia. We're always going to live in a society that has evil running rampant, and evil is just meant to bring down anything that has a source of love and light. It's just meant to cover it and show with darkness. So, anything that light tried to peek from, evil is going to be on this earth to kind of try to cover it. But
it's still our job as the people who are on the other side of that to spark the change that we want to see, and believe it's possible. Because if you already have that mentality, like you said, it's going to... True. I'm the type of person who believe anything. I think it could be peace all over the world at one time. Because if I didn't think that, it's like, why even try? Just
I like that.
Yeah. So I think though you don't see it, just feel like it's possible.
Okay, I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that because it's like we make people eat their own words. Because I say this all the time, like especially when I game. I don't care how much down I'm out. I mean, down I look like I am in any game, and there's only 10 seconds left. I promise you, at some point, it can turn around for me. And as long as I believe that it can happen, and it happens all the time. As long as I just believe that I can win this, no matter how down I am, I will come back and win. And it happens all the time in the game. Yeah, more time than it doesn't happen, but it happens a lot. So I can apply that to my life and the world that I'm in. So I definitely can apply that same. So I appreciate that.
If we thought like that all the time, Of course, we're humans. We're going to get down on things, but we're more so up. We'll get more so up because we know there's a turnaround. Like, you can't expect everything to always go how you see it in your head. Like, you'd be like, I want peace. And it's just going to be peace without no interruption of peace or whatever. No, it's going to be times there are interruption, but no, you're building on it getting there. You know what I'm saying? And whether it happens or not, you believe that it can happen. So you're going to keep moving in that way that instead of getting discouraged and discouraging people around. Because it might be what you just said. I might have been thinking like, damn, I can like really change this. And then you may be a person of influence to me and you say, nah, there ain't no change in this. Yeah, and it can affect the way I think. And then I'm affecting the way the next person is thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to keep, because if I say anything is possible, I really believe anything is possible.
Right.
You know, maybe sometimes when somebody say this happened or whatever, I question it, but I then come back and be like, it's possible.
Right.
I can't say it didn't happen or it can't happen or it won't happen or whatever. It's possible, man. As much as we walking around here, like a lot of times I just be walking and be like, wait, how am I making myself walk? That right there lets me know everything is possible. Yeah. Like, because I still can't tell you how I'm making myself walk. I can say, point it, James, and then I'm just able to do it, but can I tell you how I'm doing it? No. So does that make sense?
I was going to be an a-hole and break it down further, but no.
Break it down? No, go ahead.
Well, because, I mean, you learn, it's called motor skills in the brain.
Yeah.
You know? You don't really think about it because it's such a natural emotion. That's why you don't really know why you're doing it or how you're doing it, because it's all muscle impulsions and electricity, you know, shooting through your muscles and stuff like that. That's how it's happening. But I would have been an a-hole. I ain't trying to. I wasn't taking that anywhere.
right. Because before before you know, you still don't know. You still don't know how you're doing it. It's telling you it's brain stuff. So it's kind of like it's possible, bro, just to do anything. A lot of the stuff we be saying, that'll never happen. It end up happening because people will say that's impossible. That'll never happen. Right. And we're living in a world where they said a lot of this stuff will never happen. There's probably a time where people said cars will never fly. Cars will be flying.
Cars are flying. They're just not commercial. I think a lot of things have been created. Is just the term commercial, meaning it's not available to people like me and you unless we become the 1%.
Yeah.
I would like to become the 1% one day. I feel like I deserve it. I deserve to see every single facet of this earth. I deserve to see the beauty of this earth and all the beautiful people in it. And I would like to just experience that for myself at one point. And the only way to really achieve something like that is becoming the 1%. At least I believe. In 1%, you know what I mean when I say that.
I know what you're saying. Okay. I would like to turn that 1% and put 2 zeros behind it, though.
Of course. Everybody deserves it.
We turn that like, because... Right. I'm just like an unselfish thing, and you can't make everybody, you can't drive everybody the way where you want to be, but I do believe we all deserve access to whatever we want access to that is not personal to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I would love for that 1% to turn to 100% if that's what 100% of the people want. Well, let's just say possible for the 100% versus it just being closed off to the 1%. Yeah. Give us some access, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We deserve it. We do deserve it as a society.
In closing, though, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you opening up. Anything you want to leave with the people before we close out?
Love yourself. Love the people around you. Emote love. Give love. Receive love. Love is love, and that's kind of what, that's, if I were to pass tomorrow, that's the only thing I want everybody to take from me was that I was a loving individual.
That's your legacy.
That's my legacy.
You want your legacy to be love. When we talk about James on the podium or whatever, where we talk about him anywhere, man, that bro put something on my heart. He put something on my mind. Yeah. He really loved me and taught me how to love myself. Yes. He helped me spread love. Yes. So that's your message. I appreciate that message. You've taught me well. Would you guys say something else?
Nope, not at all.
The goal is to leave a lasting imprint on minds and hearts. We pray you've been indelibly marked. And I looked at the wrong camera.